Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. There is an article that we're going to look at, but it goes to show that despite all the shenanigans going off in the upper echelon of the SNP, all the fallout, all these votes of no confidence, both of Humza Yousaf and the SNP government itself, between all the fighting and infighting, the civil wars in the SNP and in the Greens, despite all these things happening, normal service is continuing apace, even though, of course, that normal service is complete lunacy. Goes to show that, the SNP can never, ever let go once they've started a project. Once they've decided that they want to make something really bad, they want to make a complete pig's ear of it, they don't half follow it through to the ultimate conclusion. And it doesn't matter who's running the party or even if the SNP are even in control anymore. Because, and this is something Fergus Ewing has pointed out, and quite rightly he's very angry about it, but he's saying that heat pumps must be thrown out immediately. We must stop the obsession with heat pumps and with greening up everything at every opportunity just to appease the lunatics of the Greens. And he's going to cite an example of what this lunacy is. And so am I. We have this piece. It's in the Scottish Daily Express. Go freely and look at it, because the numbers are in, and the numbers are quite jaw-droppingly astonishing. Now, if you go to Elgin, which is a very nice place, you go up there just off the A96, been past it, been in it many a time. It's not a particularly large place. It's a nice place, oldie worldy. And they have a government office in there, the Procurator Fiscal's office. And they've decided in their infinite wisdom that they're going to decarbonise it. They're going to make it green, net zero. Let's go and show people how easy this is, how wonderful this is, and lead by example. And so they've gone in and they've done a lot of work on this building, and they've brought it right up, and it is a wonderful green building. It's got this, it's got that, it's got 47 flavours of the other. But most importantly, it's all heated now by a heat pump. It's proving that the heat pump isn't really good, and so the people that are currently in there are still bringing in the little fan heaters to plug in because, not very warm, which costs even more money, and is burning even more electricity to create the worst possible type of heating, very expensive heating. But look, doesn't matter, you've got this heat pump, and so therefore it's green and it's magic and it's good. And the total has been revealed. Now, Fergus Ewing is quite rightly furious about this. And the reason I'm doing this, I want to show you the numbers. So the Scottish Government has spent a lot of money decarbonising this building. They have spent, now hold on to your hats, ladies, £3.5 million decarbonising one small building in Elgin that is valued at £275,000. It would have been cheaper by at least £2 million to have sold that office, to have bought some land close by, to have got a contractor in, to have built a brand new office to modern specs that was from the ground up designed to be energy efficient and green and wonderful. And you'd have saved £2 million, which could have gone into the NHS, police, education, hell, filled a few potholes, who knows? But no, in order to show them how easy it is and how it can be done, they've spent all this money doing up this one small, very low value office. Now, take a deep breath, because how many how many government offices, local and national government offices, are there across Scotland? Thousands upon thousands. There are thousands of properties. And because of the SNP's obsession with the Greens, kowtowing, kissing arse, they've committed themselves to greening and decarbonising every single government building. When it's costing £3.5 million for one small office, how much is this going to cost Scotland? How many billions is it going to cost 10, 15 billion pounds. That's money that can be spent in so many different and better ways. And for what? It makes no difference. The difference is so small on the world scale, it would be immeasurable. And yet, all that money, destruction of everything else, just so Harvey can have a little wank off. Oh, look, we've decarbonised buildings. £15 billion up the Swanee. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Now, Fergus Ewing, of course, angry as hell about this. He's saying it needs to be ditched. He's saying they are inefficient, they're expensive, and as this can be seen, the time frame, it's taken months and months and months just to do one building, £3.5 million. Country can't afford it. Nobody can afford it. Why do it? Why do it when it makes zero difference? When India are burning 1 billion tonnes of coal a year, what difference does it make? It would be cheaper to actually not build another one, just to go and put some new windows in, put a better thermoseal around the door, maybe a bit of insulation in the roof. That would be far better, a lot cheaper. We need to ditch them, and not just ditch them in public buildings, but in new builds. Don't force landlords to put them in from 2028. Nobody can afford it, so it means rather than paying £30,000 to put a heat pump system into a rental property, they'll just dump all the rental properties onto the market. The market will drop. No builders will touch them because they can't make the money back with the low prices. It's the destruction, total and utter destruction of everything, because Harvey is a knob who does not understand anything and would be willing to spend £3.5 million on a £275,000 property just to make a point. Well, kind. It's not coming out of his pocket, is it? Maybe we should send the Green Party the bill. And then everything, in future, everything has to be cost analysed. One of the things, when I worked for a builders, I was there, we did cost analysis. We did cost and profit. We worked out, right, if we spend this, what's the return on investment? If the return on investment wasn't at least 15%, we didn't bother with it because it just wasn't worth it. Cost-benefit analysis every time. When you're spending £3.5 million fixing a £275,000 building, somebody needs to be fired. And I think that somebody's got to be Hamza Yousaf, but take them all out because they're all complicit. Now, I know that there'll be SNP supporters who watch me, but even you must admit £3.5 million on a £275,000 property is madness. And now multiply that up many thousands for all the different properties owned all over the country. Sheer, destructive, terrible lunacy of an idea. But you keep voting for these people. I'll stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. For God's sake, can we get rid of the absolute fuckwits running Scotland? Take care. Goodbye.